Let us start with our income tax. Okay. See, we have discussed till now GST, correct? Some theory part of GST we will discuss later, and even customs we will discuss later. Now, let us start with income tax. As you all know, income tax is a dash tax. Which tax it is? GST and customs is indirect tax. Income tax is, yes, direct tax. Why is it direct tax? Is my simple question to you. Why is it direct tax? Because its levy and collection is from same person. Okay, it is direct tax as its levy and collection is from same person. Correct? Yes, even its burden is on the assessee. Okay, its burden is on the person. Okay, its burden is on the person who earns the income. Don't worry about other things. The notes and all I will give you. Don't worry about those things. Slowly, steadily follow our sessions. You will understand each and everything. Okay. So its burden is on the person who earns the income. Clear? Getting this point? So if I'm earning income, from that income I have to pay some amount compulsorily to the government. That is income tax. Are you getting this point? GST is indirect tax. What was happening in GST? In GST, I was purchasing something, correct? And the price of that product was including GST. That price I used to pay to the shopkeeper. Shopkeeper used to pay that GST to the government. So basically, indirectly, I was paying to the government. But in income tax, I directly pay to the government. Out of my earnings, some part I'm supposed to pay to the government. That is called as income tax. Okay. Now understand what is body of income tax law. Income tax law comes from what? So you may have seen body of GST. You will agree with that, correct? What was body of GST? It was CGST Act, SGST Act, UTGST Act, IGST Act, GST Compensation to State Act, notifications issued by government, correct? Circulars, correct? That was body of GST law. In same way, what is body of income tax law? So today's whole discussion is going to be about basics of income tax. Okay. So can you try telling me what is body of income tax law? Yes, it is Income Tax Act 1961. Okay. One. Secondly, it is Income Tax Rules 1962. Okay, you have to tell me whether only and only Income Tax Act can give all the provisions. Is it possible to know? That's why Income Tax Act 1961 will delegate some powers to the central government, and using those powers, central government will make rules. Correct. Then notifications issued by, may I know why central government? Which tax is this? Which levy is this? This income tax goes to which government? It goes to central government or state government? Income tax is 100% central levy. Okay, it goes to central government, it goes to Union of India. Correct. So notifications issued by central government. Then yes, finance acts. Finance acts, okay, is also one of the important, what you can say, source of income tax law. Okay, I will discuss with you how. Then after that, circulars issued by CBDT. Okay, in for GST purpose and for customs purpose, who issues circulars for GST purpose and for customs purpose? CBIC, correct. Here it is CBDT, that is Central Board of Direct Taxes. Correct. Then what else do you think could be body of? Then judgments or decisions of Honorable Supreme Court. This becomes body of income tax law. Getting it? One more thing I want to tell you, that income taxes levy by central government. Okay, so did you get all the things till now? Yes. Income tax is levied by central government. You got it. And what about GST? GST is a half of the GST always goes to center and half goes to that state where consumption takes place. Yes. What do I mean by judgments or decisions of Honorable Supreme Court? If there is a litigation, if there is a litigation, okay, and that litigation goes to the level of Honorable Supreme Court, then Supreme Court gives the decision in that litigation. Okay, that particular decision becomes, what you can say, the law of land. That is what we mean by judgment or decisions of Honorable Supreme Court. Okay, so you understand that it is why it is called as income tax, because its levy and collection is from same person, and it is the burden is on the income of the person. The burden is on the person who is earning the income. You got all these main points. Okay, now understand, person who is liable to pay tax is called as assessee. Person who is liable to pay tax is called as assessee, isn't it? So for some time I am going to compare all the things with GST. In GST, what is it called as? Can you tell me in GST what is that person called as? No, 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 no. Yes, he's called as taxable person. Huh, I got it, Rishik, what you are thinking. You are talking about burden, Rishik. Yes, I got it. But the one who is liable to pay tax, I am saying the one who is liable to pay tax in GST, there is no concept of assessee. In income tax, there is a concept of assessee. Assessee means a person who is liable to pay tax. Is it clear? Got the point? Yes. Okay. Now, so don't be surprised if in income tax I keep on saying assessee. Okay. person liable to pay tax is called as assessee. Let's go ahead. Then in income tax, you're going to come to the concepts of previous year and assessment year. Again, in income tax, you're going to come to the concept of previous year and assessment year. Now, what is previous year? Previous year is that financial year in which income is earned. Okay, so don't for some time neglect English involved in that. Just remember, previous year is nothing but financial year in which income is earned. Correct. So can you all tell me in which previous year we are sitting currently? Let me see who all have understood. In which previous year are we currently? Okay, so I had given you very big hint that you neglect English part of that. Now tell me, all of you are saying 1920. No wonder all of you are incorrect. Okay. Ha, Suzanne, correct. Today's date is 7th December 2020. If today you win lottery, if today you win lottery of rupees 1 lakh, then that lottery would be said to won in which financial year? That lottery would be said to be won in which financial year? 2021 means which previous year? Yes, previous year is nothing but financial year in which income is earned. So financial year would also be 2021. Yes or no? That means previous year is 2021 in which the lottery income is earned. So previous year is nothing but financial year in which income is earned. So no is obviously previous year starts first day of April and ends, tell me, ends 31st March. Okay, it is usually span of dash months. Tell me, it is usually span of dash months. Of course, 12 months. Okay, example, lottery won on 7th December 2020 shall be income for previous year 2021. Okay, another example, salary received for March 2020. Tell me, will be income for previous year? Yes, guys, tell me, will be income for previous year? Exactly, 1920. I hope now you got the point. Yes, no? Yes. So today's discussion is going to be very casual about all basic things in income tax. Okay, and don't worry about notes and all. You will get all the things properly. You will understand the whole income tax the way you have understood GST. I'm sure those who attended 80% or more of the lectures of GST and who maintained continuity in GST understood all the lectures systematically and understood the GST. And I bet take any past paper and try solving it. You are going to be able to solve as of now the GST part of that. Yes or no? Those who tried it or those who tried checking our MCQ sessions, you must have understood and you must have easily got the answers to all the things. Okay. Fine. Let's go ahead now. Now understand. There is a concept of assessment year. So you have got SSC concept, you have got previous year concept. Now there is a concept of assessment year. So what is assessment year? It is financial year immediately succeeding the previous year. Okay, it is that year in which income is assessed to tax. Okay, so tell me, once you write your paper, what does examiner does? Once you write your paper, then examiner verifies your paper, checks your paper, and he determines your marks. So determination of your marks is done as you write the paper simultaneously or after you submit the paper. After, correct? In short, your assessment of your studies is done after you submit the paper. In same way, the income which you earn in the PY, its assessment is done in the assessment year. That is the year immediately succeeding the previous year. So I can give the short form to this as PY and short form to this as AY. Okay, now understand. Example, for previous year 2021, corresponding assessment year shall be, tell me. Of course, 21, 22. Absolutely. 21, 22. 21, 22. Yes, correct. Clear? Another example. Yes, I got it. That was a typo from your side. Got it. No problem. Another example. For previous year 1920, corresponding assessment year shall be, tell me. Yes, 2021. Absolutely. So this way, today you have understood the meaning of SSE, PY, AY, fact that income tax is a direct tax. Yes or no? So a lot of things you are understanding. Now, understand. Whatever I earn in the PY, with respect to that, what exactly is my income? What exactly is my income? And what exactly is the tax payable is determined in subsequent year. Priyanshu, it is determined in the subsequent year. That year in which it is determined is called as dash. What it is called as? It is called as assessment year. So I said for PY 2021, that is PY 2021 will end on 31st March 2021. Yes or no? So for that, it in exactly how much was the income and how much tax is payable will be determined in next year, that is 21 22. But obviously for 21 22 PY, which will be AY? For 21 22 PY, exactly, for 21 22 PY, AY will be 22 23. Correct? So you got now. all those things. Now, what exactly is the meaning of word person? So what do you think? Who is liable to pay tax? Is it only individual, or is it companies also, or is it firm also? What do you think? Yes. So it seems very logical that every entity should pay tax, isn't it? But if you want every entity to pay tax, it should be covered in the definition of assessee. Yes or no? It should be covered in the definition of assessee. And assessee says that any person who is liable to pay tax is assessee. So in short, person should cover all these categories. So person means what? Person means individual. So as an individual, you are earning salary, you are doing business, you have invested in fixed deposit, you have invested in shares, you are invested in debentures, and you are getting income out of that. Will you pay tax on that? Yes, individual. Then there is a type of assessee, Hindu undivided family. That is nothing but we can call it as HUF. So individual, HUF, firms. Firms means what? Partnership firms, and LLP. Do you know what is LLP? Limited liability partnerships. Okay, so see, Hindu undivided family means family run business in which Karta, Karta, Karta is the main person who carries on the business. Okay, so Hindu undivided family doing business, earning some income, are they covered in definition of person and indirectly in definition of assessee? The answer would be absolutely yes. So person would include individual, HUF, firm, companies, cooperative societies, okay, trusts, and basically any other artificial juridical person. Any other artificial juridical person. So basically your corporation, your city's corporation, is it also a person? Absolutely yes. The trust which is managing Tirupati Devasthan, is it also a trust? So is it a person? So will it be exposed to tax? In short, every person, okay, who is liable to pay tax will be assessee. So person's definition is very inclusive. Inclusive means person includes all these categories. Okay, so we cannot see anyone who will not be person. Okay, so that's how the definition has to be. Yes, even local authority will be person. Yes. So that is how person is defined. So quickly tell me what four things you have understood today. Definition, four definitions you have understood. Person, assessee, previous year, person, assessee, previous year, assessment year. Perfect. You have also understood body of income tax law. You have understood the fact that income tax is charged and levied by central government, it is revenue of central government, that is Union of India. So far so good? Yes. So understand now. Charge of income tax. Charge of income tax is on, of course, income which is covered in these Rinku 5 heads. Okay, so there will be income tax charged on income of assessee if it is covered in this 5 heads. Which are those 5 heads of income? Be careful, write properly. Income from salaries. A. B. Income from house properties. C. Profits and gains from business or profession. D. Capital gains. And E. Income from other sources. So how many heads? There are in total 5 heads of income. Absolutely correct. There are in total 5 heads of income. Salaries, house property, profits and gains from business profession, capital gains, income from other sources. We will call this as salaries. We will call this as HP. We will call this as PGBP. We will call this as CG. We will call this as IOS, income from other sources. Did you understand that there are going to be 5 heads of income? Just for our understanding, I am putting short form to it. Okay, so mostly, individuals will have income from all 5 heads, but artificial entities, yes, yes, yes. I will go to everything, Rajeshwari, step by step. Okay, mostly individuals will have income from all 5 heads, may have income from all 5 heads, because individual can be employee. So individual may have salary also, but can company or partnership firm or trust or cooperative society have salary? So mostly others will have income from these, may have income from one of these 4 heads or multiple of these 4 heads. So let me tell you what every head means to some extent. Okay, today. Of course, our discussion in coming days will be about these heads of income only. Salaries is covered in section. What I am writing here, check. I am writing charging section. Charging section means which section in the Income Tax Act will create a charge on income. Okay, means exactly what will be taxed in that particular head will be discussed in this charging section. So what is charging section for salaries? It is section 15, house property 22, PGBP 28, capital gains 45, and this 56. These we are going to call as charging sections. These are charging sections for each head. And which are the overall sections in which these heads are covered? 15 to 17. So section number 15, 16, 17. These three sections cover salaries. Rinku, got it? This also we are going to study section wise. House property 22 to 27. So you'll nicely understand the flow of this also. That day you had asked me the question. 28 to 44 is PGBP. Capital gain is 45 to 55. And 56 to 59 is income from other sources. 56 to 59 is income from other sources. Chalo. Now, so write this. Of course, as we go ahead, you are going to understand. Like first day when I told you section wise index of GST, you did not understand it, of course, at that time. But today you can also derive and tell me that section wise index of GST. Same thing is going to happen in these, what you can say, topic also. Arrange all on one screen. See here you have everything on one screen only, na? Salaries 50. Charging sections 15 to 17. Means all sections 15 to 17. House property charging section 22. Overall sections 22 to 27. PGBP. Capital gain. Other sources. Yes, yes. Heads on the short form is written here. Full form is here. You have already written the full form. So there is no tension about that. I will tell you as we go ahead, this will become what you can say a regulation. This all will be no problem at all as we go ahead. Chalo, tell me once you complete this. Now, let me tell you what will be there in each head. Okay, in short, what will be there in every head? Let us discuss that. Okay, understand. Anindita is employed with, suppose, Tata Consultancy Services. Anindita is employed with Tata Consultancy Services. Okay, she gets basic salary. At a time of Diwali, she gets bonus. For good performance, she gets incentive. Where everything will be taxed. Is it her income? Whatever I said right now, it's her income. Correct. This income, what do you think will be taxed in which head? Reading this 5 heads, what do you think? It will be taxed in which head? Yes, it will be taxed in salaries. Why it will be taxed in salaries? Because salaries head charging section 15 says that income earned by assessee out of relationship of employer employee will be taxed under this head. Did you get it? So basically, therefore, basic salary, bonus, commission, incentive, specific type of allowance, did you get it? That what I'm saying is, therefore, this basic, bonus, commission, incentive, various kind of allowances, etc., 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 earned by employee from employer will be taxable under the head of salaries. Is the point very clear to all of you? Absolutely. Not only that, just for your understanding, even pension. What do you mean by pension? You must have heard pension. Pension is basically on retirement, employee gets from employer monthly amount. That is called as pension. So even pension, gratuity, leave encashment, or any other retirement benefit will also be taxable in hands of employee under the head salaries. Is the point clear to all of you? Yes, absolutely. Why it is taxable under the head salaries? As you know, it is received from former employer. Okay. Now, can you guess? So, of course, our from tomorrow we are going to start formally with the topic of salaries, and we are going to see how this taxable salary will be calculated. Getting it? But before that, we are just going to introduce you to every head. Yes, all these things, superannuation and all, will be taxed under the head of salaries. Now tell me, what do you think will be taxed under the head of house property? Okay, suppose you have two houses. You have two houses. One of the house you are giving on rent. So yes, that rental income will be taxable under the head of house property. Okay, but I will just modify this. You all have said rental income, which is on the correct track. But I will just modify and I will say annual value of property which is owned by the assessee. Annual value of property which is owned by the assessee is taxable under the head house property. Annual value of property which is owned by the assessee is taxable under this head. Okay, and to compute annual value, one of important factor is, as you have guessed it correctly, one of important factor is rent receipt. So absolutely correct. So whatever rental income you are talking about will be taxed under the head house property. Did you get it to some extent? But how the house property should be? You have taken property on rent and you have given it on rent. Will that income be taxed under the head house property? No. How the property should be to be for the income to be taxed under this head? The property should be owned property. Yes. Very good. Then, what is next head? Writing short form, profits and gains from business profession. So as the name suggests, income from any business or profession carried on by the assessee shall be taxable under this head. Clear? Income from any business or profession carried on by the assessee shall be taxable under this head. Point is clear? Yes. Now listen. Example, Mr. X is a practicing company secretary. Okay. He receives fees of rupees 20 lakhs during financial year 2021. Can you tell me in which head it will be considered? These fees will be, yes, considered under the head PGBP for taxation. Yes or no? So PGBP head of income is covered in which sections? PGBP head of income is covered in which? Its charging section is 28, correct. But overall it is covered in section 28 to section 44. So set of these provisions, Kirti, set of these provisions will apply to calculate this business or profession income, which is earned by Mr. X. Got the point? Mr. A is involved in manufacturing business. Mr. A is involved in manufacturing business. Okay. His income from such business will be assessed to tax under PGBP. Yes or no? Under PGBP. What is the consequence? Consequently, provisions of section 28 to section 44 shall apply. Consequently, provisions of section 28 to section 44 shall apply while computing his what? PGBP. Did we get the point? Then which is the next head? So understand. Next head is capital gains. Once you complete till this point, please let me know. Then I can go ahead. Waiting for Kirti. Okay, now see, any gains or losses arising out of transfer of a capital asset shall be considered under this head. So can you tell me examples of gains or losses arising on transfer of capital asset? Exactly. So see, Mr. B sold 100 grams of gold, okay, for rupees, suppose 5 lakh, not 5 lakh, wait. Now, say, take some X amount. Huh? What amount you want to take? Okay. Mr. B sold 100 grams of gold for rupees 2 lakhs. Okay. The gain or loss from this will be considered under the head, yes, under the head capital gains. Okay, one more example. Yes, as Kirti has said, Satvik has said that if you are selling some property, house property you have sold, of course its gain will be taxed under the head capital gains. And even Rinku has said that sale of plant. Yes. And yes, as Pranav has said, sale of shares. All these are examples which will give rise to such income will be assessed under the head of capital gains. Is the point clear? Shall we go ahead? Of course, we are just seeing introduction. And now, income from other sources. So, basically, any income which is not covered in above 4 heads will be taxed under this head. Any income which is not covered in above 4 heads will be taxed in this head. So that what does it mean? That is, this head is a residuary head of income. Residuary head of income means whatever income cannot accommodate in salary, HP, PGBP, capital gain will accommodate in income from other sources. Is the point clear? Okay. Also, some specific incomes are taxed under this head, like winnings from lotteries, game shows, card games, puzzles. Getting the point? So all these incomes will be specifically taxed under the head of income from other sources. Dividends, interest on securities, yes, even interest on fixed deposit, recurring deposits, all these things will be taxed under this head. Gifts from non-relatives in excess of, if in excess of some amount. All these things will be taxed under the head of income from other sources. Rajeshwari, is it clear? Yes. I hope so far so good. 5 heads you have understood. Two means you have got introduction of 5 heads. Now, please understand. The sum total of these 5 heads, do you know what it will be called as? So you will not pay tax separately under every head. Please understand what will happen. Format for computation of total income and tax liability. So I am going to tell you format for computation of total income and tax liability. Why I am giving you in format? So that you remember all these things. So particulars amount rupees, make 3 columns. Okay, my main focus will be on particulars column. A point, you will start with income from salaries. Then it will go to income from house properties. Then it will be profits and gains from business or profession. Then capital gains. Then income from other sources. So these 5 heads. Okay. When you consider this 5 head, what you do is after considering incomes from these 5 heads, do set off and carry forward of losses. You will understand it slowly, steadily. Do set off and carry forward of losses and clubbing of income. After doing that, what you get is called as gross total income. What it is called as? Gross total income. We are going to call it as GTI. Salary, HP, PGBP, capital gain, IOS. Total will be called as GTI, gross total income. It is going to be fun if you follow this very properly. It is going to be fun. You are going to like it. I'm quite sure about that. Once you do till this point, please let me know. Now, once you get GTI, government is not so stringent that they will ask you to pay tax on this. Okay, I'll just give you a small example of what do I mean by set off of losses. Okay, just one small example. Okay, if you understand, okay. If you do not understand, still we are going to do it in coming sessions, so no problem. Sometimes a particular head of income may have loss. Example, in house property, suppose I have a loss of 2 lakh rupees and I have business income of 14 lakhs. So what will be my gross total income? 14 lakhs is my PGBP and 2 lakhs is my house property loss. So my gross total income will be 12 lakhs. That 2 lakh rupees you have set off against 2 lakh rupees of loss you have set off against business income. Yes or no? Got the point? 2 lakh rupees of loss you have set off against business income. Correct. That is called a set off. Okay. So after doing all that things, you get gross total income. Suppose you had uh, income from other sources. In the same example, you had income from other sources of 3 lakhs. Now what is your gross total income? 15 lakhs. Absolutely. Chalo. After gross total income, what you should do is less deductions under chapter 6A. Okay, so government is not so stringent. They will not ask you to pay tax directly on this gross total income. They will say, we will give you opportunity to save the tax. We will give you opportunity to save the tax by investing your income at proper place. So on that basis of your investments, many a time you will get deduction of this chapter 6A, which is from section 80C to section 80U. Correct. Rinku, got the logic? Logic is I earned 15 lakh rupees. 14 lakh was my PGBP. 2 lakh rupees was my loss from house property. 3 lakh rupees was my income from other sources. 15 lakh rupees I earned. But government says, if say for example out of 15 lakhs, I am wishing to save for my future 1 lakh rupees and I deposit in public provident fund, then government says take deduction of that 1 lakh rupees from gross total income. So from 15 lakh, what will I do? I will minus 1 lakh. And then the figure which I get will be called as what? Can you tell me? Figure which I get will be called as what? Figure which I get will be called as total income. So total income means nothing but taxable income. In short, just as of now, remember some opportunities given to me of saving tax, that is considered under deductions. Then I get total income, or I can call it as taxable income. And on this, first of all, please understand this total income I should round off to nearest of rupees 10 as per section 288A. So if my total income is 14 lakh 95,289, then it will be 290. Yes, it will be rounded off to nearest of 10. Remember that. And then I should start calculating tax liability on above. I should calculate. How this tax liability is calculated means I'm not telling you the entire procedure now, but I'm just telling you source. General rates of tax. They are as per Finance Act and special rates of tax. Special rates of tax are as per Income Tax Act. Okay, I'll just tell you example. Have you done writing till this point? Once you are done, now do this also. Once you do this step, it's okay if you don't understand it as of now. Tell me once you're done with this. This, okay. Understand now. Step by step, understand. Last thing, this is for today. Of course, this tax calculation we will see afterwards, but some basic I want to tell you. One basic I want to tell you. Those who are giving June 21 exams, December 21 exams, okay, what I'm discussing is now specifically for your exam, June 21, December 21. If you are sitting in the month of June 21 in your office, okay, in your office, and there is a client which approaches you who wants some advice in income tax, then it will be for which completed previous year, which previous year has just come to an end. Absolutely, 2021, because we are talking about, I was saying that you are sitting in your office in month of June 2021, so which PY has come to an end is 2021. Absolutely. So applicability for June 21 exams is of PY 2021. So my dear friends, which will be the AY? Relevant AY? Exactly, 21, 22. Don't you think same thing will happen for December 21 exams? If you are sitting in your office in the month of December 21, then which is the recently concluded PY? Recently concluded PY is 2021, same, absolutely. So AY is 21, 22. That's why I have said applicability for June 21, December 21 exams. Why these things have to be discussed specifically in income tax? Understand? Because rates of tax are as per Finance Act relevant. Okay. So now be careful. Tell me, when is budget proposed? Finance budget, when is it proposed? In which month? It is proposed somewhere in the month of Feb. I would say it is somewhere proposed in the month of Feb. Now understand. Now understand. So that budget brings changes for upcoming PY. So budget which took place in Feb 2020 would have brought changes for which financial year? Budget which took place in Feb 2020 would have brought changes for financial year 2021. Means it will be applicable first time for which AY? Exactly. 21, 22. Absolutely correct. So rates of tax are as per Finance Act relevant. Okay. For AY 21-22, relevant Finance Act shall be Finance Act 2020. Shall be Finance Act 2020. That is Finance Bill which was part of Union Budget, which was part of Union Budget proposed in February 2020. Is the point clear? Now, please listen properly. That's why we said one of the important source of Income Tax Act is Finance Act. Now, do you understand why we said that? Very good. One more thing I will tell you. One more thing I will tell you. Now, after understanding this whole income tax, suppose batch gets end on 31st Jan 2021. Our batch gets end on 31st Jan 2021. Then which is the next immediate budget coming up? When is the next immediate budget coming up? No, in Feb 2021, which is for PY, okay, which is for applicable for which AY? Which AY 22, 23. So is it applicable for your exam? So is it applicable? Absolutely. It is not applicable for your exam. So it is a very common question of students. Now, when that Feb budget will happen, there will be some changes. There will be some changes. There will be new rates of tax. So commonly students will ask me that, sir, are these applicable to me? So my answer is going to be no, because you are writing the exam in June 2021. Someone in not June 2021, then worst in December 2021. Yes or no? So those changes are not applicable to you. Got it? Further, changes made to Income Tax Act 1961. Changes means amendments. Changes means amendments. Further, changes or amendment made to Income Tax Act 1961 by, or you can say up to, Finance Act 2020 will be applicable for June 21 slash December 21 exams. Rinku, is it clear? Even if you have studied income tax earlier, have you gone in so much depth? I am quite sure about that. No student goes in so much depth. One more thing I want you to understand. PYAY concept, is it there in GST or is it there in customs? No, it is specifically for income tax. Okay, so did we understand all the things which we discussed today? Please, 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 those who are absent today, ask them to watch this lecture, then only attend tomorrow's session. Tomorrow, we are going to start with first head of income. That is, we are going to start with topic of salaries. Okay, but before that, please, tomorrow someone remind me that I should tell you advance tax, TDS, filing of return. This we will discuss for first 20-25 minutes, then go to salaries. Okay, will someone remind me that? Yes. Okay then. So shall we stop for today? Yes. Thank you very much. Bye bye.